We don't know if it's going to be in a spectacular crash of the equity market and then a flood of money, and therefore initial deflation, then a flood of money afterwards, or if it's going to be in kind of the mush zone where, or even if it's a crack up boom. I mean, it's entirely possible that they are going to just keep on doing stim. The Fed balance sheet is going to go to 100 billion or 100 trillion, and gasoline's going to cost $100. I mean, we could go the Venezuela route where they keep the system going. But the inflation, I mean, we're not just talking 3 or 4 or 5% inflation. Of course, that's what they report, but in reality, it's closer to 10. It's a problem.
Let's close the conversation back on sound money now. You've given me a few assets already: gold, silver, mining companies, oil. You also mentioned to me offline Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Bitcoin?
I'm a big proponent of Bitcoin, and unfortunately, a lot of people in the gold business, don't take the time to understand and study Bitcoin, and they should. And it's tricky because there are a lot of, quote unquote shit coins and other alternatives. There's a lot of pump and dump. I mean, crypto is full of a lot of messy stuff that leads typical sound money investors to go, oh, that's all bullshit. I'm not even going to look at it. Okay? That's the wrong conclusion. You should look at the core base crypto out there, which is Bitcoin, and you should recognize what it is technologically. And what I would say that is it's an incredible innovation, because if you think about what money is nothing more than a ledger. I mean, before we had gold or currencies or anything else, we sat in caves and we kept score of, I killed 1 bison, you killed 2 bison, you owe me 1, etc. So money is just a way of keeping track of who owes who what, right? And if you can create a digital ledger that is immutable and can't be cheated on, that's arguably even sounder as a form of money than gold, because it's triple entry accounting. Everyone can see it. Whereas with gold, they've managed to corrupt the gold price because the central banks have got control of the banks, and the banks have control of the gold, and they've created a lot of paper gold. So in a sense, what that makes is it makes Bitcoin as there's the loudest monetary fire alarm in the system right now. So, one of the things I would say to you is, most gold bugs feel the way I do, which is they're astounded that here we are with the most massive money printing operation in the history of the world. I mean, 30% of the money in existence has been created in the last year and a half, 2 years, right? And yet gold's not at all-time high. I mean, what's up with that, right? I mean, it should be, and yet Bitcoin noticed. I mean, Bitcoin went from 10 to 60, right?
Well, people argue there are 3 characteristics of money.
Right.
Something has to be a store of value, something has to be a medium of exchange, and a unit of account.
Right.
All 3 things have to be satisfied. Do you think Bitcoin meets these characteristics?
Absolutely. Bitcoin meets them all in spades. In fact, arguably, because its stock to flow is going to be, with the next halving, its stock to flow will be better than gold's. It's arguably better than gold in terms of, the other 2 characteristics it meets as well. The only thing it doesn't meet, it's not as easy to transact in today, although it's easier than gold. I mean, people aren't using gold coins to do transactions, but that's all going to get solved. I mean, go look at Strike, go look at Jack Mallers, go look at the Lightning Network.
Yes.
They're going to solve that. So, yes, I do think that Bitcoin is emerging as a very important form of sound money.